I don't know whether you've ever noticed how often people wear a cross, often as a form of ornamentation. Sometimes they wear them as earrings, nothing wrong with that at all. Sometimes they wear them on a bracelet. See a little cross on a charm bracelet or something like that. Sometimes you see them on a lapel, a little cross. Sometimes now I've seen people with sort of pierced noses with a cross hanging from them. Sometimes they have a necklace with a little gold or a silver cross. And sometimes a very big wooden cross hanging around someone's neck. I don't know whether it's ever struck you how odd that is when the cross was a form of executing criminals. I mean, I don't know what you would feel tonight. Supposing I had arrived here tonight, I'd been wearing one of these, which is a gallows. I don't know whether you would have thought that that was maybe a little odd, a little morbid, maybe. Wonder quite what had got into my head. Because, generally speaking, we don't go around wearing sort of instruments of execution around our necks or in our ears. And the cross, of course, was an even more cruel form of execution than the gallows. Indeed, the Romans abolished it in AD 315 because even they thought it was too inhumane. And yet, this symbol of execution became the very symbol of the Christian faith. So that everywhere, Christians put up crosses. Churches built in the shape of crosses. The main service of the Christian church was a service by which people remembered the death of Jesus on a cross. Much of the New Testament is about the cross. A third of the Gospels, half of Mark's Gospel, much of the New Testament letters is about explaining why Jesus died. Isaiah says that the things that we do wrong cause a separation between us and God. They cause a kind of partition. Sometimes people have said to me, yeah, I try to pray, but it doesn't feel that my prayers are getting anywhere. And if the person is not a Christian, I say, well, that makes sense. Because there is a partition between us and God, which is caused by the things that we do wrong. A cloud has come in the relationship. And ultimately, that leads to an eternal separation from God. So that, if you like, is the bad news. All have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. But thank God, Christianity does not end there. That's where it starts. But Christianity is good news. God so loved the world that he did something about it. He recognized that there was a problem, and he did something about it. He sent his one and only Son. He sent Jesus Christ into the world to do something about that problem. And I want to turn now from the problem to the solution, what God has done. And it can be summed up in a little phrase, expression that John Stott uses, the self-substitution of God. He says this: He himself, that is Jesus Christ, bore our sins in his body. Our sins, his body, on the tree, so that we might die to sins and live for righteousness. By his wounds, you have been healed.